Tell me what it is for a nigga like me. Keep it 100, you can keep it OG.
Welcome to the pull-up. Today, we're going to interview an artist that goes by the name of Soul. From the crib to the big house to the streets and back on the music scene, we're going to discover how one artist is making it all happen. His music streams have been going crazy, and you know I'm pulling up. Welcome to the pull-up. I'm your host, Zurisha, and I'm here with Soul.
Yo, what's good, y'all?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, feeling blessed and highly favored. How you feeling?
You know, same here. Okay, so, you know, I pulled up to find out the 411. Your streams have been going crazy on Spotify, you know, and only in a short amount of time.
Yeah, good 6 months, 7.
Wow. So, I asked you this one question. Why music?
Music, that been the direction for at least, like, I'd say 14, maybe 15 plus years, like as far as any situation has ever been and came across. So music has always been like, okay, a heartbreak, let me go write about it. Okay, I'm dealing with money moves, let me go make a beat about it. You know, so that's how I feel about any type of situation, music.
And to my knowledge, you stopped for a minute and you came back. You had to deal with a lot of obstacles. Talk about some of the obstacles that you had to deal with that brought you right back to music.
Well, honestly, I feel like I was losing myself about like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years to be exact, but I started gaining myself about 2 years ago, and then I ended up going homeless all off of a conscious decision. I said, you know, I wanted to seek more knowledge. You know, I asked God for that, you know, to figure out about my friends and my family and figure out, you know, who's really for me and figure out who's with me on this journey, even throughout the thick and the thin. So it's like, you know, when things hit the fan, you're still a fan. So, Kendrick, that's just how I feel.
Wait, so are you saying that you went homeless on purpose?
Yes, ma'am.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I asked my girl about it. You know, she was always in on it. I told her 6 months prior, and I thought she was, you know, joking, but she got into it with me. She was stronger than me. I cried a lot.
You cried a lot being homeless?
Yeah, I cried the first week and a half, but I realized, like, cause she kept me strong. She kept like beating me up about it. Yeah. That's my backbone. You know?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm dead ass tearing up. That's beautiful. How did you? What was the first thing that you stripped off for you to be like, okay, I'm homeless now? Like, you quit your job? Like, did you tell your friends, like, yo, how?
It's very embarrassing. I was deep into the music. You know, I wanted to get into the publishing and understand that, and thank you to the Lord. Throughout that journey, I ended up figuring that out, just that, you know, and plus many more. But honestly, I was knee deep in getting into the BMI stuff and, you know, trying to get into, you know, releasing things to platforms as well too, trying to get the part with everybody that's on the platforms. But I realized it's not a race, you know what I'm saying? So just figuring that out, like that's like 2 years, like I said. But before then, that was like the main reason of what happened. It wasn't that I lost a job. My family, they thought that it was because I had female problems, so that had a lot of disconnect with that. You know, we also have a baby girl we just had. That's the reason why I'm releasing the project soon. So that's the main reason why when I was going to jail, I first got the news about that. So that's why I was like, I just had a conversation with a good friend of mine named Crowley, and in jail I realized I don't want to go back to being basic, you know, a regular person at all.
And you're gonna do whatever it takes to, you know, get there. But I'm really still stuck on this homeless thing. Right. I'm really stuck on this. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, like, what was the first thing that happened? Like, you said your girlfriend was there for you because she knew all along, and she stood by your side. But not only that, you should have really known she would have been stuck by your side even when you went to jail. But Like, how many friends did you lose? Like, how did your friends even know you were homeless? Like, what was your thought process to cut certain people off out of your life because of the situation you put yourself in?
It started weaving itself out, basically. Like, I started falling into situations and you start realizing there's no one there. Like, just think about it. I was in jail, you know. I was calling my lawyer. He couldn't do anything. You know, it had to sink in. Like, okay, no matter what, I'm for myself. So, like, even then, like, when I was homeless, like, you know, I love my mom to death, but she couldn't do much.
Right.
You know, she was staying at a place as well, too, at that time. And even when she got a place, I couldn't even stay there, you know. Even when I lost my vehicle and I was homeless, like,
For real.
I look at it as living in the streets, not selling drugs and, you know, selling anything that you got, whether it's any type of private parts, anything. But I was in the streets. I was actually sleeping there, and it ain't what it's cracked up to be. And most people, they crack within 2 weeks, but, you know, I didn't.
You're strong. You're strong. Did you do anything musically in school?
Oh, that's what got me out of school. Oh my God.
What you mean?
Like, cause this funny part, I was trying to get into school and I was homeless. Like, oh my God. Like, shout out to Jessica that was there at SAE and North Miami. So I was trying to get in there for like a good year, and they kept telling me, no, get into a shelter or something. Like, find your roof over your head. I said, yo, I got my car. That's all I got. Like, that's all that is. So when that transcribed, I ended up telling my auntie mama, like, listen, I need a place to stay at least for a week or two. She let me do that. It wasn't really like, you know, let me stay. I'll be on the porch sometimes or whatnot. But, you know, it is what it is. There was a lot of people there. I understood the circumstances. I nowhere near, you know, felt ashamed or bad, anything happened. Like, that I was sleeping there. But when I was going to school there, and I finally got in, I was working at McDonald's. I was working overnight. I ended up, I was sleeping at the Dolphin Plaza. It's broken down now. No students go there. It's for delinquents or whatnot. But I was sleeping there throughout the daytime, so I have shade. Because, you know, I'm a night owl. I really like to be out at night. So I ended up getting evening classes instead. So it worked better for me. Got a better job as well, too. That worked out in the daytime. Kept me busy so I could sleep in the nighttime as well, too. But that's when I started going harder inside of school, because I was like, okay, I don't got work, you know, late at night. Now my mind is active. Yeah, basically I'm a night owl, and at that time I was always catching the night owl as well too. My car will always be breaking down at that time. Going to school, back and forth, dropping my girl off to the shelter. She used to always go to the Lotus house. Damn, so she was in this with you, like in this. Yeah, we had a miscarriage at that time, so that's the only reason why she went in the shelter. So I don't. Sometimes that used to be a slap on the wrist. That was a drawback on my character back in the day. But now in this day and age, I don't look at it as like, nah, you didn't go through homeless. Like, I don't look at it. No. That's part of it. We went through a lot of shit, you know. Wow. We almost died about a couple times and police incidents.
Wow.
She took a charge for me, you know. I took a charge, you know.
Y'all was in the streets together. Y'all did that. Nah, but it is what it is, and you know the outcome is definitely worth it.
Worth millions.
Deadass.
Yeah, we'll definitely see where God take us.
So, what are some things that you used to do that you don't do now?
I picked up different vices.
Okay.
So I could say running a lot. Like my mentor, he's here. That's him. That's the engineer. I see that a lot on his Instagram, and another engineer / producer. He's a very young producer. Blow Up D. I see him a lot on Instagram. He be running, and I just love cadence.
Running as in?
Like just jogging. Like,
really?
Yeah. Going out for jogs, just casually. Like any time of the day. I like picking any time of the day. Some people are different. They like to select different time frames and, you know, select different type of diets as well too, as far as for their workouts and whatever type of workouts they get into. You know, but me specifically, I like to run to get the anxiety off. You know, like I pay attention to that, you know, a lot as far as energy and stuff like that. You know, where the frequencies is aligning in the room. So yeah, I like to run now. I didn't do that before, like, you know, at all.
it's good for your heart.
Yeah.
What artist inspires your vibe?
That's a great. I have to get that to Tunchi. Like at first, I would say, I won't say myself. I listen to myself, but I only
All
listen
artists say
to.
that.
I only listen to myself only because Tunchi.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I listen to myself. I didn't like not to say that dude my daddy or nothing, but you know, he said it.
Right.
I gotta do that. That's
And
the only reason.
You before you became an artist, that's who you listened to. That's
Main reason.
definitely. And I like to always say that the music that you listen to creates the vibe. It doesn't even have to be you as an artist, but like how you dress, how you view things, how your life operates. It has a lot to do with music, and because it puts yourself in like a music video in a way. Do you have any other interests other than music?
Yeah.
Like,
I have a addiction on like binge watching like videos on YouTube.
like what kind of videos?
Like it's all educational.
Really? Like what? Like what's your last YouTube video you watched?
Like it's all on analytics and stuff like that, but like I really want to get into it now.
You're turning into a dad. That's what it is.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. You said that. Like,
your grown self is developing, and you're like,
oh man, like
your kid is gonna talk about it. Like my dad likes to watch YouTube videos on this.
She loves watching YouTube videos with me.
She's gonna remember that.
She remembers it because she be, oh man, you should see like she be calming down. Like she likes Trippie Redd.
What's been the biggest obstacle you had to deal with so far? You've been through so much.
Oh man, I still have like vivid like memories of a phone call with my auntie mama. Like, you know, I love my baby girl.
Yeah.
But she told me I was lying. You was like, oh, you were lying. You just trying to get out of jail, this and that. Because some racist shit was going on. That's how I got in jail. You know, excuse my language as well. I'm so sorry. But that's the main reason I got in jail. So I was like, no, y'all don't understand. This is not a domestic thing going on. Like, me and my girl done arguing. We ain't even, arguing, like, raising a vein at each other and nothing like that. So
y'all passed that stage.
Yeah.
That was a stage.
Way past that. So it was just like, man, that was the hugest obstacle, and probably still the hugest obstacle I deal with day to day sometimes,
Wow. Okay, and real quick, why should people listen to your music?
Cause I'm dope. I ain't even gonna lie, when I think about it, I be listening to my music often, and I doubt myself a lot, but I'm like, man, no, like Dre they say, bro, like I'm a king.
That's what's up.
I like it. Like all the type of sounds I'm doing, I got a couple projects I'm doing, and the sounds I'm tabling in. Like a lot of people was like, oh nah, I don't like that. Let's say that for new artists or whatever. I'm like, nah.
You gonna do you regardless.
And I'm listening more to God, the inner self.
Yes.
So I'm just like, whoa, man, back off. I'm good.
Yeah, speak about being more spiritual, like how getting older and just being in such a liberal kind of ish society, it allows you to explore certain parts of yourself that other parts in the world you're not allowed to. Talk about, spiritual growth and what things have you learned that you imply within your life now.
As far as spiritual growth, my grandmama always told me I've been socially aware about a lot of different things. Like I see it a lot in my baby as well too, like just wokeness. And like I used to get in a lot of drugs back in high school and stuff like that, but I used to go through journeys. But when I was on LSD, I learned a lot from that. I learned more about that drug, and like as far as spiritual growth, like understanding those demons around you. Like, I was going to my sacred place and I was still like, man, this is nasty. I'm looking at, hands that feel like it was coming out of the pit of hell or something. And I was like, no, I don't like this feeling, but this is my sanctuary. I ain't going nowhere. It stayed around, and I was like, okay, this is growth. I'm able to be around even the negative. if I could be around that, I could be around anything.
That's deep, and that's realism. You gave me goosebumps.
That was like my senior year. That was crazy. That was my second or third time by myself. Like at my first one, I did it at a party. It was pretty cool, trippy or whatnot. Like I said, it's all journeys and stuff with different things I was experimenting on. I'm not gonna talk too much upon it. Too much for the kids that's gonna be watching this as well. But LSD, it's not too safe. I ain't gonna look at it as safe at all. I don't recommend you getting into it at all. It killed the main member from Pink Floyd. Remember that. But I looked at it from journeys.
Definitely, it's always good to explore.
Right.
Definitely. Before we get into what you got for the fans coming up, I like to play a little game called Plead the Fifth.
Word.
Yeah, and it's 5 questions, and you have to tell the truth, or you can plead the fifth. I put plead the fifth there just in case the questions got too uncomfortable, or it has something that. But at the end of the day, if you say plead the fifth, if it's a yes or no question, we know you're lying. But the gag is that you are swearing on your career to tell nothing but the truth.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you gotta say I so. Swear to tell the whole truth.
Swear to tell the whole truth.
Or plead the fifth.
Or plead the fifth.
For these next 5 questions.
For these next 5 questions.
Let's get to it.
All right.
So, what was the most embarrassing, humiliating thing you had to do in life?
Oh, easy. I was in the middle of an argument at Cold Stone with my girl, and my homegirl that got me a job at a Golden Crest that was in that plaza. That was like 2 or 3 weeks after that. Man, we was in a terrible argument. Oh my goodness. We were just hollering at whatever name, whoop-de-whoop, man. And I went to the bathroom. I genuinely had to use the restroom. You feel me? Like, I had to do number 2. I'm like, man, you tripping, bro. You got all this energy worked up. You got me sweating, bro. So I go to the bathroom. I don't know how she got the door open, but she slammed through open. Everybody bust out laughing, bro. I'm just like, bro, I was in my McDonald's outfit because I was supposed to go to work. That's why that was so embarrassing. I can handle that. I usually go through that, but I was like, nah, bro. See, they see where I work at, bro. You trip. So I would go on off. So that's why that was so embarrassing. So,
That sounds embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm ready for that next question.
What song is your all-time classic favorite?
Lil Wayne, watch my shoes. Oh my God. Jesus, my girl, she hates when I sing that, so I ain't gonna do this on this interview. She gonna cut it off.
Oh my gosh. Do you have any mental disorders?
Oh yeah, whatchamacallit? I was just looking at it the other day. But just to give the fans a little fun fact about me, because I don't look at it as a mental disorder or anything like that. I have a sleep paralysis.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if anybody's too educated.
So able to be up at night like that, or oh wait, no, that's when you fall asleep, yeah.
But I have that as well too. That's why I was like, I don't want to.
Insomnia
That's too
and
easy.
sleep paralysis.
That's easy. Everybody got that if you ask me.
No, maybe insomnia, but sleep paralysis.
No, I don't sleep. I don't sleep like 4 to maybe 5 days a week.
Maybe your insomnia triggers your sleep paralysis. Wait, no, or is sleep paralysis you stop breathing in your sleep? Which one?
Sleep paralysis, like, that's the only time I actually got the chance to astral project as well. But that's when you like your body's coming out of REM sleep. That's like the 5th stage of when you're sleeping. Mm-hmm. So when you're coming out of that part and your mind is not really ready to get up. So basically, it's not like your alarm clock will wake you up and your body's not ready. It's not like that. It's basically your mind, your body, your soul, you ready to get up, but the body just not ready yet.
Oh, when you wake up and you just can't move?
Just can't move.
That happened to me once. That was so scary.
Yeah.
I was like, but it was only like for like 3 seconds. Only 3 seconds.
I get it for like 5 minutes, man.
Nah, 3 seconds and I'm just like, huh? I was like, okay, I'm good.
I'm getting a lot lately though. I get it, my girl tells me I get that a lot when I'm stressing.
Oh dang,
Yeah.
dang. Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So yeah, try to stay away from stress, y'all. It kills.
What is a TV show that's your guilty pleasure?
Woo. Guilty pleasure that I like watching, because I want to say something that like maybe I don't like watching with my girls around. Like that's a harder question. I like saying something like that. I would say game theory, because we like watching film theory, and that I don't look at it as a TV show because I know it's all universal. That's the part you can catch it on YouTube Reddit and shit, just
Right.
YouTube or regular stuff like that. Like I say, I like to get into some educational stuff when I watch some things. But if you want to ask something, what me and my girl probably watch, because she put me on new like TV shows and some new music that's out and stuff like that. That's my filter.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, if anybody that's watching, that's how I listen to anything. So plug her, that's how I listen. But like, we'll probably be watching Money Heist. Like we named our daughter's middle name. Yeah, Nairobi.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Definitely. And if you would want to work with one artist, who would it be? You was gonna say Lil Wayne. Huh?
No.
Who?
Not Wayne right now. I'm sorry. I wish. I'm nowhere near ready for Wayne. Nowhere near. I want to see him in the studio. That's a really, really hard question. What I want to see in the studio. No, I could say Uzi. Like I really Uzi. Oh, and YoungBoy. I definitely want to like bounce back and forth because I like freestyling a lot. Like behind my mic, I started getting more comfortable. Like you know, dishing things out. I got catalog now, so it's like okay, now I want to go ahead and vault up. Like I got things with other artists for projects and stuff, but as far as like people that I want to work with, you know, industry level, yeah, I would want to get in them type of range or something.
That's dope. That's dope. So those were the 5 questions for Plead the Fifth. Before we go, what do you have coming up for the fans in your life?
Well, speaking on life, I got That's Life coming up. So I got 99-99-9999. That ain't no phone line. But you can catch me on SOL, all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, and even Deezer. I know some of y'all got Deezer. But as far as catalog, I got Go Mode, Stoop Kid, and then Brand New Mentality, Hype Beast Volume 2, and the list may go on. I got a whole MCU going on, so, you know, hit back.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I appreciate you, you know, chopping it up with your girl. If you guys don't know, now you know. You are watching The Pull Up. I'm your host, Zurisha, and I'm here with Soul.
All right.